So, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're here for singing or poetry, you should probably just skip this video altogether, because it's just gonna be a rant. And not even like an angry rant, it's more of like venting, I guess. I've just got a lot going on, and I need to put it out somewhere, so here we go. Gist of the story. I'm getting evicted. Yay. I got a second job so that I could start saving up money so I could get my own place. I don't have any money saved up yet, but I'm working on it. Let's see. The car that my parents got for me last Christmas, it was a used car. It wasn't like it was super new or fancy or anything, but it was a lot nicer than the car I had. And then the transmission died. So it won't go into gear. I can't move it, and it's sitting in my apartment complex. So on top of getting evicted, they're also going to tow my car, because all cars in the parking lot have to be in working order. It's going to cost me several $100s to get a tow truck to come and move it. Then I also have to get a storage unit to put it in, because if I can't leave it here, I don't have anywhere else to leave it. So add on probably a couple more $100 for that. Let's see, my main job that pays me the most money is entirely too stressful. I am barely managing to keep my head above water there, and I am just trying to do my best and not fall apart. My second job I absolutely adore. It's actually at Dunkin' Donuts. I know it's not glamorous or impressive, but it's fun. It helps me be on my feet, be more active, and I just feel more productive, because instead of sitting down at a desk all day, I'm actually moving around and making coffees and talking to people face to face. And, customer service jobs suck. Food jobs suck. But they're what I know the most of. It's what I'm good at, as much as they suck. So I fit in really well there, I think. Everybody's really nice. There's good people there. But yeah, they only pay me $8, and my main job pays me $12. So I can't really afford to leave my main job for the job that I like more. But in the meantime, it is what it is. I've been out of my antidepressants for about a week. Yesterday on the way to work, I had a mental breakdown. That's my phone going off as a text message. Don't worry about it. Anyways, so with all this crap that's going on, I've been dealing with it and talking to my friends about it and trying to get my feet under me and figure out the best plan of action. But I don't know, I guess it didn't really hit me until yesterday. And I was standing outside smoking a cigarette, and I just started crying. And I managed to keep that under control for a little while, because I had to go back in to, I was at work. I was already clocked out, so that's a big plus. But I was clocked out, and I went outside to smoke a cigarette before I left, and because I was going to have to go back in and get food. Well, I went outside, smoked a cigarette, started crying, managed to come down a little bit, went inside, ate food, then left for my main job, and it takes me about 25 minutes or so to get to my main job from Dunkin'. And so yeah, I was on the interstate, and I started crying again. But on top of the crying, I started hysterically laughing, like cackling, like a witch in bad fairy tales cackling. It was terrifying. I couldn't stop, and it lasted for like 20 minutes. And I had to pull over on the side of the road, and like I got off on an exit, and I pulled over in like a Baskin-Robbins parking lot to just calm down a little bit. And I actually called the suicide hotline, not because I was suicidal, but because I was so terrified that I didn't know what else to do. Like I said, I was cackling, And I couldn't stop laughing. All the time, I'm still crying. I've still got tears rolling down my face, but I'm laughing hysterically. And I'm just talking out loud to myself in my car, begging somebody please help me. And it was one of the most scary things I've ever felt in my life. So yeah, there's that breakdown, which is not my usual type of breakdown. Usually, I'll cry for a while and then I'll be fine. Or I'll have a panic attack, and once that comes down, I'll be fine. Well, I had the cackling episode, and then I also had a panic attack right after, while I was trying to go into work. And I told my supervisor because I could barely stand up straight. I was hunched over because I was shaking, and I was walking really slow because I felt like my legs wouldn't support me, and I was having a hard time breathing because it was one of those hyperventilating panic attacks where I couldn't get air. And they came over and talked to me, and she checked on me. She's like, "Are you okay? Is there anything I can do?" And I was like, it's just a panic attack. I've had these before. It'll pass. Just I need a minute. So I did my best to calm down. I had gotten there a little early, so that was a plus. And I clocked in on normal time and started to work, and I didn't feel great for the rest of the night. I was exhausted, but I made it. I'm still really tired today. I guess my body's kind of like catching up or whatever. Anyways, there's that. So when I was on the phone with the suicide hotline, there goes my phone again. Don't worry about it. Anywho, so I was on the phone, and they basically gave me some numbers for people to call because, I basically just spilled my guts to this poor person on the phone. I felt so bad. I mean, I know that's what they're there for, and they're there to help people out in crises, whatever. But anyways, Jesus, I will get to that in a minute. But, yeah, I don't like depending on people. I don't really like making people worry about me. So I was apologizing to the lady on the phone. She's like, no, don't apologize. And I'm like, look, I know there are people out there with a lot worse issues and much more to deal with, and I know there are a lot worse situations out there, and I feel like I'm overreacting, but like I said, I've never had that happen before, and I just got so freaked out I had to call somebody to help me because, as great as friends are, what are they going to do when you're having a breakdown and all you can do is laugh? It's terrifying. I know I've been saying that a lot, but I'm not kidding. It was one of the scariest moments in my life, and I've been in a car wreck. I've been in multiple car wrecks, and they didn't freak me out as much as that did. I've lost people in my life. I've dealt with, losing loved ones, and, I've faced homelessness before where I thought I was going to live in a storage unit, but I don't know, something broke in me yesterday, and I got so freaked out. Anyways, back to the point. So she gave me a number for a place to call that offers mental health services to people who are like in bad financial situations. So I called the number, and I'm like, hey, my name is so-and-so. Can you tell me what kind of services you offer as far as like counseling or therapy for people who don't have a lot of money? And she was like, well, do you have insurance? And I said, well, yeah, I do, but our copay for mental health or whatever is like $400, and I can't pay that. And they're like, well, we can't just treat you like you don't have insurance because then it's insurance fraud. I'm like, okay, you have a point, but okay, say we take into account the fact that I do have insurance. Can you guys help me out with that ridiculous copay that I can't pay? And she's like, not really. There's not really much we can do. I'm like, fuck me. Fuck me, Batman. And that was really the only number that she gave me for that kind of help, because it was the only, shit. I lost my words. It was like the only mental help or whatever for low finances. The other numbers she gave me were like for when I start looking for an apartment or whatever, that'll help you out with like deposits and stuff like that. So one, those are good numbers to have. I'm grateful that I have them, that I can call them when I need them. But you know, my main point was the mental freak out that I had. And sorry, I'm getting resituated. Anywho, so basically, what I've thought about now is I'm thinking about getting a loan for a couple $1,000s to pay for some deposits and help me get moved into a new place and, you know, help me pay for getting my car towed and things like that. Which I'm thinking my main job generally pays enough for me to like pay rent and pay utilities and things like that, put gas in my car, yada, yada, yada. And I'm thinking my second job can at least help me pay the loan payments. So that's not the best option because I'm probably still going to fail. But it is what it is. And basically that's where I'm at right now. So, yeah, feels kind of good to say all that. I realize this video is over 10 minutes long now, so I congratulate you for if you've watched this far. Or if you skipped it, kudos to you, because this isn't what my channel is supposed to be about. Ow! Sorry, cat scratched me. Yes, darling. Penelope wants to say hi. She's scratching her head, so she looks kind of funny. Anyways, I'll probably upload a video of me singing in a few minutes because that was originally my plan for the day, but I just kind of wanted to throw all this out there. If anybody who happens to be a regular subscriber is wondering what's going on, why I haven't posted anything, or, you know, etc., etc. I'm falling apart and trying to not. So, yeah, there's that. Don't worry too much. I'll figure it out. I always do. Like I said, I faced homelessness before where I almost lived in a storage unit, but that's not going to happen this time. I have friends that'll take me in if necessary. So I guess we'll see what happens, and I'll keep you posted. Penelope says bye.